Welcome everyone. If you clicked on this video, you made a great decision, because if you are new to land investing, this video is going to save you thousands of dollars in months of frustration, because I'm going to talk about the biggest mistake that people make in land investing when they start and how they should start. The biggest mistake that I see beginners making is this. They jump straight for the life-changing deals, the buy for 30, sell for 60. You make $30,000 in 30 days. But guys, here's the truth, and here's what these gurus aren't telling you. You are not going to outcompete very seasoned investors who have very optimized systems. They have trained acquisition managers and salesmen. They have massive marketing budgets where they're spending $10,000 plus per month. They have really good follow-up sequences, and they have established relationships with realtors, title companies, and it's just not realistic for you guys to outcompete these people. And you need a lot of luck to outcompete them, essentially, as a beginner. And so, of course that makes sense, because obviously land is a numbers game. But if you are competing with these people, you need even more luck than they do, right? And so I'm not saying this to discourage you guys and to make you just not want to hop into land, but it's the truth. So if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Levi. I'm co-owner of MMC Land. We buy and sell vacant land parcels across the United States. We also help beginners get their first land deal and moderately seasoned land investors scale their business. So that being said, what should you guys do instead? And this is what pretty much no one on YouTube is talking about, but you guys should start with very low ticket land that you can sell on seller financing terms. And so this isn't flashy. It's not life-changing unless you do it a lot, right, and get very good, but it works. Like, your first seller financing deal isn't going to make you be able to buy a Lamborghini, right? But it's exactly how I started my land business in the beginning, and I'm very successful now. And it's how I think all new beginners should start, okay? And so let's talk about why this beginner model makes the most sense. So here's kind of what it looks like. So you can buy a small rural parcel for $1,000 to $2,000. Then you sell it on seller financing. So an example here would be buy for $1,500. Then you're selling that same parcel for maybe $6,000, $8,000. You collect your down payment, your original investment from your down payment, and now you're collecting $200 to $500 per month. And in many cases, you pretty much get your initial investment back right away, or very close to all of it right away, from the original down payment. And now you own a seller financing contract that's going to pay you monthly for the next, 2 to 5 years, right? And so now, you do 25 of these, and you're making maybe $8,000 to $10,000 per month doing nothing, right? You can go to the Philippines for 2 years and have the time of your life if you really wanted to. And so that's how you quietly build up to $10,000 per month passively, without a bunch of whales getting in the way, right? Or, sharks, right? And so the reason we start here is because there's almost no competition. No one on YouTube's really talking about it, so no one's really doing it, right? What's popular is the flip infill lots to builders, super saturated, and the rural recreational flipping, right? It's not super saturated yet, but it's hard to compete with seasoned land investors. And so on top of that, you're not fighting investors who have already, cold texted, mailed, cold called your seller that you're about to reach out to 10 times in the past year. You're talking to landowners who have never received an offer in 5 years or ever since they've owned the parcel, right? So you get to learn how to underwrite deals and comp properly, get to learn what makes a parcel good or bad. You understand land traits. You get to work with real estate attorneys and title companies. You know how to find good ones. You know how to understand deeds, liens, how the closing process actually works. One of the most important ones, you get to learn how to talk to sellers. You get to figure out what marketing channel you like and what makes sense for you. And you get to optimize before you scale, right? So this is your training ground. And even though it's your training ground, you have a lot of potential to make a lot of money. And so what happens if you skip this process? Let me tell you, you jump into high ticket deals, right? You get sold by everyone else on YouTube that's teaching it. And you do $5,000 in marketing, right? Whether that's cold text, mail, you hire a bunch of cold callers, right? But then your script isn't dialed in. Your follow-up sucks. You let hot leads go cold. You don't understand, title issues or picking the right title company, real estate attorney. Maybe you misprice a deal. You don't know how to nurture a seller through closing, and you don't know how to actually speak with sellers, right? You're not a good closer. So you pretty much waste your entire $5,000 in 30 days, just like that, because you don't know what you're doing. And land has a lot of moving pieces, and you need to understand all of it before you aggressively scale. And so if you start there, you're going to lose all of your money, and everyone's just going to outdo you because you have no idea where to start. And so you get to start in a low ticket model in an area where you don't have millions of other people competing with you, and it's easy to get deals. And so you understand the moving parts very easily. And so if you guys have ever seen the movie War Dogs with Jonah Hill, I really like this comparison, but if you haven't, he essentially goes and he bids on like government contracts during the war in the Middle East, and he essentially outsources like weapons to the US government, something like that, right? And so he talks about how he makes all of his money because he goes after the crumbs. He goes out after the deals that no one else wants, right? All of the big defense contractors fight over the massive contracts. Well, he just scoops up the crumbs that no one wants, and he makes a killing doing that. And that's exactly what we are doing in land, because while everyone fights over the 30K plus spreads, we're quietly picking up small deals with pretty much no competition. And then we offer financing, and now you have $10,000 coming in no matter what, and you can scale with that. Because we offer financing, it gets even better, because let's say our cash price is $8,000. So usually I label my cash price as a discounted cash price, even though sometimes it's not. And then I can essentially have a financing price that's more. So let's say I have a discounted cash price at $8,000, and then I have an actual price at $11,000, right? Which is what I would have my financing price at. And then I have a 10% APY on the loan amount, and it's a 4-year term. Instead of making $8,000 cash, I might collect $13,000 over 4 years, right? So that's like 50%. That's over 50% more money that I'm going to be making because it's financing. And so this is even more powerful, because say I have a property that is 30 grand, maybe my finance price is 35, and then I'm getting 10% APY, and I get a $5,000 down payment. And now I have a $30,000 loan that I'm getting 10% APY on over 4 years. That might generate me another 10 to 12 grand, something like that, right? And so then, I'm making an extra like $2,500 a year, right? Now you do that a couple times, it really adds up. And so let's talk about cash versus financing, because you could still do cash flips, right? Cash flips help you build capital and it helps you scale. But if you offer financing on all of your deals, about 70 to 75% of your deals are going to be financed. That's just how it works. And here's another advantage, right? You can sell these on Facebook Marketplace yourself, so you don't need realtors. You're not paying commissions, and most of these things sell within 30 to 60 days if they're priced right. And so the best part is you don't even need huge amounts of money to get started, because you can realistically start this model with $1,000 to $2,000. I've bought in parcels for as low as $229 after filing fees. We just did it owner to owner. I've bought another parcel for like $600. Sometimes the purchase prices are so low that you don't even need to deal with closing costs. You can do owner to owner and stuff like that, right? And so it's very cheap to get started. And the thing is, you can actually start with almost no money, because you can essentially double close, which is similar to wholesaling, and you just find buyers for the land. And you can even double close into seller financing contracts if the numbers make sense, right? And so that lowers your risk massively. And what most people get wrong is they think small deals are a waste of time because no one talks about it. But here's what you guys need to think. Small deals, they teach you how to get started. They teach you how to understand how the game is played. And these small deals, if you stack enough of them up, you get predictable income that you can transition into a higher ticket model and then actually dominate, right? And that gives you confidence and the capital to do those life-changing deals. And so high ticket flipping becomes way easier when you've already done 20 plus deals, right? And so my final advice for beginners is, if you are brand new, don't try to look super impressive. Just try to survive, learn, and stack small wins that you can use later to dominate with the whales. And so if you guys actually want life-changing results, you guys need to build it slowly. You need to build it systematically. You need to build it with low competition. So that way you don't get destroyed instantly by the other seasoned investors and lose all of your money. And you need to start with a low risk, and you need to get in a lot of repetitions. And so that's how you build a real business and not just survive based off of luck. So guys, if this helped you at all, let me know in the comments. If you guys have any questions or anything, comment it. You can also DM me on Instagram. I answer all of my DMs. And if you guys want more training on how I actually do these deals, you can feel free to check the description. You will see my school community link. And I will see you guys in the next one.